for your next question, I'm gonna ask you to take off your FBA hat and put on your higher education expert hat on. I know it's gonna be difficult to eliminate any type of bias, but talking about the FBA master, what do you think, as a higher education expert, what do you think makes it so suitable for the realities of workforces, in particular in this modern day and age, and our industry in particular?
Okay, great question, tricky one to answer. I've personally been an innovation education advocate throughout my whole professional life. And I do think that the FBA has a lot of it, and actually perhaps goes beyond some bold ideas from how the concept started until today. So going back to what I was mentioning before, the intrapreneurship and entrepreneurship part, I think that's a great match. And actually the FBA started that way. It was created by intrapreneurs, and you being one, Chris, in the football industry, and actually taking it to an entrepreneurship project. So you first gathered your contacts, you first gathered your expertise in the industry, you listened to the industry, and now you said, well, 3 years ago, you said, okay, now we need to do something to change the current education system related to football, right? And that's how the FBA emerged. So starting from the creation itself, I do think that that's quite innovative. Then I would add another thing that for me is very interesting as well. When the FBA started, you were already taking into account, and I cannot take any credit for that because I was not there, but you were already doing your classes on Zoom, something that a lot of universities are right now struggling to actually transition to. So you were already 3 years ago, or even 5 years ago, when the creative process was being done, you were already integrating these digital tools for 21st century expectations within the core of the FBA. So of course, when we are taken now to a moment where, of course, it's a challenge for us and for many, but we were already very much prepared, right? So I do think that that's, in terms of the FBA, it's a great advantage, let's say. On another note, the central element, I think as well, is the bridge. So again, I was saying before, the education system is meant to actually train the future leaders of tomorrow for the working environment, right? Now, I do believe that within the FBA, a bridge was actually built since the beginning, in the sense that a lot of actual employers are not necessarily always satisfied by the skills or the outcome that some students get when they get out of university. Now, you went the other way around. So you went to actually ask the market, what is it that you need, so we can actually create a program to have the specific candidates with the specific skills to actually feed the job market. And I think that's very clever. And you thought of an initial curriculum, but at the same time, you are planning ahead of going through those changes as the potential employers ask you for some adjustments. And that's great. I think from having some conversations with Rose and with some other clubs, I do think that a lot of clubs value that a lot, because you're able already to get a sense of what it is that they need, so you can actually better prepare those students and, of course, increase their opportunities to enter that market. So in my opinion, and again, I'm trying to be as neutral as possible, I do think that having created such a hybrid program, if I can call it that way, so integrating the online internship plus on-campus modules, that's certainly one of the best ways to actually prepare those students for what awaits them once they graduate.